guys. Welcome back to another episode of Styles After Dark. Hi guys, my name is Sophia and I go by Sophia Styles. It's my brand, and this is a podcast where I want my listeners to feel seen and heard, and we talk and we chat about things that are relatable and maybe relatable to you, and hopefully it can help you through the process of whatever the topic is on that day, on the particular episode that I have planned. So, today's topic is going to be, if you haven't already read the title, how to survive a breakup right before the holidays. The jolliest season of the year, right before Christmas, the time that is supposed to be filled with warmth, love, couples, family, all these events, Christmas parties, Christmas movies, gingerbread house making, all the cute stuff. And don't worry, I got you. We are going to get through this together. But before we dive into this episode, it's time for the drink of the week. I went to Trader Joe's the other day and I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. I haven't tried this. I go to Trader Joe's all the time. Why have I never tried it? It's the sparkling Honeycrisp apple juice beverage. And I can't lie, I'm an HOE for some apple juice, for some apple flavoring. So we're going to try it out and I'm going to let you guys know what it tastes like and if you should go to Trader Joe's and buy it right now. So let me try it. It's official. I found my newest addiction. 12 out of 10. 12 out of freaking 10. Oh my goodness. Ooh, so delicious. I love it. And especially if you're an apple juice, girly pop, or boy pop, you need to get it. Let's talk. Why on earth am I the expert on this topic today? Well, because it wasn't too long ago that a few years ago, I got ghosted from a long-term relationship right before Christmas in the month of December. And let me tell you guys, that was the start of something amazing. Though it was the most horrific experience and what felt like my life was ending at the time, look where I am now. I got a podcast. I'm thriving in my hair career. I turned to God. I'm a Christian now. Everything in my life is everything I have dreamed of. What more could I ask for? And I want to start off with this because I want to show you guys that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I know you hear this all the time, and it's so annoying hearing the same things like, oh, you might not see it right now, but you're going to be so much happier, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. I get it. That's all you hear. Like, if it's meant to be, it will be, blah, blah, blah. Like, but there's a reason, okay? For 22 minutes, however long this video is going to be, for 20 to 25 minutes, listen to this, and maybe, just maybe, you might feel better and you might realize that this might be the decision because you clicked on this video for a reason. You clicked on this video because you must be going through some sort of loss, some sort of breakup to click on my video. If there's anything that I'm good at or any topic I'm good at, it's about breakups because I've been through war and back, okay? World War III and back. First things first, we're going to validate your emotions because I want you to know that everything you are feeling, it's real, okay? You feeling like you're going to die, you feeling so hopeless, and you feeling so distraught, and you're probably in bed rotting, feeling so empty, so dead, no energy to do anything whatsoever. You're probably, if you're anxious, if you're anything like me and anxious, if I can recall at the time when I had gotten ghosted, I can laugh now, you guys, but it's insane, okay? And it's okay. We forgive and we move on. But I remember at the time, I just felt like my life was over. And not only that, it was like everything in this season was just a slap in my face of reminders everywhere I looked. It's like I would go to Target to go get a bucket of ice cream or to just go feel something, maybe go on a shopping spree, I don't know. And I would see a couple buying a gingerbread house. I would see a couple shopping in the Christmas aisle. You could see families together, people married, just having a jolly season. And it irked me. It genuinely made me feel 10 times worse, and it would just make me so mad. And then also, like, hearing people's plans and also my job. I have a lot of clients. I'm constantly talking to people on a daily basis. I'm asking them what their plans are, having to hear, "Oh, well, I'm shopping for this for my boyfriend," or friends who are all in relationships or in a relationship, and they're going to be spending it with their new boyfriend this year or their boyfriend they're about to marry. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that I feel your pain and you are so valid. And I just want you to know that it does suck. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Scratch that, okay? There are going to be things that you can do, which is why I'm making this video. But not only that, there's no miracle to just rip away the emotions that you're feeling and the heartbreak that you're probably dealing with right now and experiencing. When we lose someone, when we lose something, we go through like the 4 stages of grief. I feel like one of the biggest ones is the denial, because you probably think that this person is going to come back hopefully before Christmas. You're dealing with anger, you're angry, you're mad at everyone around you who's happy, especially during the holidays. Let's start off with what's obvious. It's Christmas time. It's holiday time. And I don't know if this is the shopaholic in me. One of the first things I did to make myself feel better, being the only single one, what felt like the only single person on the planet, during right before Christmas, I actually had bought this ex-boyfriend of mine all his Christmas gifts, because I one of my love languages is gift giving, especially to a significant other. I'm just kidding, guys. You know, when that thing abruptly ended, a light bulb went on. I am going to return everything I bought this man, and I am going to use that money and more and take myself on a shopping spree and give myself the best Christmas therapy. What was going to be for that person, I now get to give to myself. Being generous to myself. Do you know where I'm going with this? Like, you're probably thinking of like all the what ifs, all the things that were going to happen, the fantasies of, we were supposed to spend Christmas together and I was supposed to go to his house and she was supposed to come to my house with my family and I was going to get her this and I was going to get him that. I know. But you need to do what's best for you. And right now, this breakup has happened for a reason. And what you're going to do is you're going to do anything and everything to help yourself, one, get through this, and two, move on. And I know it's harsh, and I know that especially when you're in denial stage, and especially when you're in that thought of, I am not ready to let go. I still want this to work out. This is the love of my life. I felt all those things. And here I am with a whole new history of dating experiences. And here I am years later without the love of my life. He was not the love of my life. I thought that at the time because that is what it feels like. Telling you, I'm the big sister. I'm your best friend. I'm your mama. Telling you, if you don't know it, telling you that you need to return those gifts. Don't text them, "Oh, I just want to drop." No, especially if that person broke up with you. They knew what they were losing and they knew what they were putting on the line to lose when they broke up with you and when they left you. Especially if that's the case, you guys. Don't don't even watch the rest of this video. Go to the mall right now and go return it. So basically what I'm saying, retail therapy. All the money you would have spent on your significant other, we're not going to put into you. And I don't want to hear an excuse and I don't want to hear anything. Okay. The new year is about to happen. There is so much more positive, even though it doesn't feel like it. There is. Okay. Now, next thing, I am Christian. I am a believer of Jesus and God. And I would like to say I am religious. Don't let that scare you. I know religion can be scary, and I know if someone who's watching this isn't really someone who is in touch with God or a religion, that is okay. And I completely respect your views. I respect if you're spiritual. I respect everything. And if you want to skip over a few minutes, go ahead. But for anyone who's in this position, I have to tell you guys, I needed something to get me through this period of time. I was so alone and I was going through the toughest time of my life at that moment. And honestly, you probably have heard this before. Your breaking point and your rock bottom is sometimes what leads so many of us to a relationship with God, to go to church. And I have to say this, and I have to say thanks to God and the people around me that I have now who have led me to Him. Now is the time to get close to Him, because having Him by your side through this hard time is going to get you to have faith and understand that this was meant to happen. And also understand we all have that one heartbreak and go through heartbreaks that are super tough. And this heartbreak led me to Jesus. This heartbreak led me to now the relationship with God I never had in my life. My parents didn't push it on me. Having that faith and starting to go to church and looking for it for myself and understanding what Christianity was and understanding what God wanted for me and who God is and what He wants for us and the love He has for us, the love Jesus has for us, the forgiveness, the path, the plans, the future plans, the dreams He has in store for our life if we just choose Him, if we just look for Him, and if we just invite Him into our lives. He's already in your life. You just have to surrender. I had no hope, and at the time, I didn't have the best relationships with my family. I didn't have people to lean on. So God was my only thing left to lean on. The rest is history. And I have to say, it helped me so much with the process. Gives you something to have faith in and understand, especially if you're feeling hopeless during this time, to keep going. Which leads me to my next thing is therapy. I also started therapy. I was bouncing left and right. What can I do? What can I do to feel better? I am falling apart. You must feel that way too. I started therapy like the next day. I was like, yo, think this person is ghosting me. Am I going insane? I am, and I need therapy. For the next 6 months, I got into it. I started my self love healing journey with my therapist. I started going to church, and all these things truly helped me with my mental journey throughout it, with my heartbreak, rediscovering myself, how to handle my emotions, how to handle my grief. It is so helpful. So I really do suggest looking into both of those things if you haven't, and if you're not in therapy, or if you've been questioning whether to go to church or not, or maybe you've been questioning if you believe in God or not. And maybe this was a push to get there, and that makes me happy enough. As we're talking about things that we can do for ourselves during this time, I need you to understand that it is okay to look for support and be vulnerable and reach out to people that you have in your life that you can hopefully open up to about the heartbreak, constantly ramble, constantly share your emotions, repeating yourself if you're already catching yourself do that, because you have to let it out. You don't have to put on a show, especially because it's before Christmas, especially because it's before New Year's, and especially because you're losing someone and going through a hard time. If you have to put a boundary as well, like I said earlier, like seeing couples and you probably had these plans of inviting them, having your traditions with that person. Maybe you guys have spent the past 2 years of Christmas together. You don't want to spend Christmas with your family this year because it's too much, because you're going to be crying and you just are going to be in bed and you can't really fake it and put on this show. That is okay. I remember a few years ago when I was going through my heartbreak. It was Christmas morning. I was living at my grandparents' house at the time, and all the kids came over, everyone came over, and I just woke up and I remember feeling like, wow, today we should have been doing this. For the past 4 or 5 years of my life, I have spent Christmas with that person. And now I'm not. And now, today, it's a reminder that this is the first Christmas in 5 years that I'm not spending it with that person. And that can feel very hurtful, whether it's a year, 2 years, whatever. We're human, and that is grief. And if you have to make that boundary with your family or friends this year that you're not going to feel up to it, that is completely okay. But also, because I remember going down there trying to put on a show. Do I regret it? No, but if I went back, I would have told myself it was okay to just be by myself that day and maybe just like feel it. And sometimes with heartbreak, we just need to feel it before the good comes, heal what we lost. We have to heal what we're feeling. Distraction is good. Sitting in bed and rotting and all that is great. But it is important to have a balance throughout this time. I want you to understand that this breakup was meant to happen. Anything that ever happens to us was meant to happen, and we have to let it. We have to let it happen. You don't want to force something. You don't want to force a relationship. You don't want to beg for someone. You shouldn't have to do that. That is so not it, okay? Especially if you're a grown adult, like, okay, maybe high school, like we're still learning things like that. And I'm also not judging you if you've already done that. I did that as well. If you haven't done that, stay strong, soldier. And this is where God kind of plays into it. Is I knew that if this person was supposed to be in my life, they would be. And sometimes we just try to make up every single excuse in the book to understand why this is happening. Or maybe if we said something different, it wouldn't be. Or maybe if we just tried a little harder, maybe if we just figured them out, or maybe it was something you could have done better. Whatever excuse it is, nothing would change that. And when things happen, you have to let the universe, God, let them happen. That couple who's still together on Christmas, who's very happy, if they weren't supposed to be together this Christmas, they wouldn't be. They would be breaking up. And for you as well, you need to understand, don't be delulu. Just don't. I want you to grieve, but I also want you to give yourself a time limit and put a boundary of how much longer you're going to grieve. And you're going to have days where you feel amazing, but you're also going to have days where you feel terrible. And that's just heartbreak, and that's just healing. I know that Christmas is coming up and New Year's is coming up, and then you're probably thinking about Valentine's Day too, and all the things that you planned for the new year. I know. But now we have to switch it around. There's nothing we can do now but hope for the best and plan for the future without that person. And this is actually a great time to do it, because the new year, new me. Like, hello, leave the dusties behind. You have a month, you have a couple weeks to get it going. You are getting a head start to not bring this baggage into the new year. This is now a boot camp before the new year. You have to have this mindset. So, for example, everyone before the new year, I know a lot of people, like, they're like, I don't have any like new like New Year's resolutions, whatever. But a lot of people like to reset. Majority of people like to have that reset, whether that's making sure they're going into the new year with a clean home, a clean room, cleaning out their closet. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Christmas is going to come, but then what's next? With this breakup, we have to leave it behind in December. We're not taking it in January with us, baby. No, we're not. We are cleaning out our closet this year. And that is the example I'm going to use because what happens when you clean out your closet before the new year? You're going to go donate it to Goodwill, especially us girls. I don't know if guys do this too, but like when I'm cleaning my closet out, I'm looking through my stuff and I'm like, okay, what do I want to throw out? Like, what don't I need? What do I not want to keep? And there's always that one shirt or those few things that you're like struggling, like, well, I haven't worn this like in 2 years. It's been sitting there, but I know I need to get rid of it. These pairs of shoes that are out of style and that kind of make my feet hurt, but maybe I'll wear them to that one event. I don't know. But you have to give it away to Goodwill. It's ran its course. That that top from Shein has ran its course. So it's got to go. Bye. It's going into the Goodwill bag to the donation center so someone else can have it. And we're moving on. We're letting go of that attachment from that shirt that we haven't worn in years and that shirt that we don't really like, but we're trying to convince ourselves that we need it. Think of that as the ex that you are no longer with and that you are trying to get over. You gotta have that mentality. Stop being attached to the little shirt that you know isn't cute, that you know is rusty and dusty, and you need to throw away. Now do the same to your ex. I remember when I was going through my breakup that having all these thoughts of course, missing that person, being hopeful that I would get some sort of closure. But at the same time, my mind was also trying to wrap around that. Like, I knew in the new year, I had to move forward. I couldn't enter the new year being hopeful. Fake it till you make it. You just got to. You're literally losing all the potential promises that you had with that person, all the future plans. Like you're grieving those things, and that is really hard to do. But reminding yourself that that is part of the process is very important. If you do it right and you keep going, you keep pouring into yourself and you just keep having faith and understanding that this isn't the end. This isn't the end of your dating life. And I know it feels like you probably lost someone so amazing, but from the person who has been there and who has moved on, there is so much better out there. I promise you. You're going to get your spark back and probably have the best glow up of your life if you just keep pouring into yourself. So stay strong, my soldiers. Stay strong, my stylers. I am praying for you. If you guys want me to make any other videos about heartbreak or singleness, please comment down below. That is this week's episode. If you guys want to follow me on my socials, I'll link them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. And remember to be kind to other people. And yeah, bye guys. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Mwah.